Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to IST, Intergalactic Space Trader. Now then, in the previous video we went through the books, the game, we had a quick overview of what the game entails. And here we have our playthrough so you can actually see how it works, which is normally a little bit clearer to understand, easier to follow. And as I mentioned in the first video, the basic game is free. You can find it on Drive-Thru RPG, you can find it on itch. And the basic game is 3 books and a planet sheet, which is here. And like I say, this is all free, the basic pack. You can get additional ship manuals. This is book 2 of the set. So book 1 is your Trade Planets Index, where you will get very basic details on a number of planets and you can decide where to go. Book 2 is the ship manual. This represents your spaceship that you're using with the information for that, plus also about the journey from the system gate to the planet that you're deciding to go to. And then book 3 is the planet guide, where you actually set down on the planet and it gives you all the details regarding the customs, the taxes, the pricing, the trading and everything else. So altogether it's just 3 books plus your planet sheet, which you will need for every planet that you visit. In the last episode, in the overview, we went through each of these books, looking at all the different things that they are containing and what you are going to do as you play. And that is what we're going to do today. We are going to play through Intergalactic Space Trader. And before we do that, do me a favor, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell, don't click the comments, but add some comments as well. Help me out. Very much appreciated. Let us start our playthrough. Right, let us begin. So, to play the game, you'll need these 3 books plus the planet sheet. You need multiple copies of this, one for each planet you're going to visit and trade with. For the starting ship, I'm going to stay with the Tick. This is the one that comes with the free game and is recommended as your first ship. It does have the lowest fuel capacity, hold capacity, and everything else. It really is the most basic of ships. The others you can get from Drive-Thru and itch. I think they're $2 each, I think. But later on it will give you a little bit more variety in terms of what ship you can use and how much cargo you can carry and how far you can fly, etc, etc. But we're starting with the Tick, and the game follows the books one at a time. Essentially what you're going to do is start with book 1, work your way through from front cover to back cover, do what it tells you, then move to book 2, again going from front cover to back cover, doing what it tells you, and then book 3. So you're following it in sequence. So we are going to start with book number 1. Again, just to repeat what I put in the first video, I printed this on A4 booklet format, so it folds into A5. It is actually designed, the PDFs are designed to be printed on A5, so it folds up even smaller, but I did it A4 just because, I don't know, better for the camera, better for me, getting old, all that sort of jazz. Right, book 1, let us begin our intergalactic space trade. Right, so we're starting with a certain number of bits and pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write those into book 2, just to begin with. I think it also repeats in book 2 when you move on to book 2 as well. But we're going to start with 200 credits. So write that here. 85 fuel. Okay. 10 grains. This is one of the type of things that we can trade. 2 flume cells. This is going to be like your warp cells. You need to use these when you go to different planets. They're going to be a constant purchase for you, so you need to earn enough money to buy those, because otherwise you can't actually use the system gates and travel from one planet to another. So I just mark those. Okay, I've marked those down. It says here you can scan up to 5 worlds and select one to be the world that you visit. I mentioned this in the last video, I am going to do 3 instead of 5. Why? Because there's 3 on a page. It's going to limit the choices in terms of where I can go, but I just think it makes a bit more sense to have 1 page per section, 1 page per trip kind of thing, you know what I mean? Right, so we're going to be scanning. Each scan gives us the basic information. If you're familiar with No Man's Sky, something I've been playing a lot recently, it's so much better than when it was first released. When you are in space and you scan a planet, it gives you the most basic of details. And that's kind of what happens here in book 1. You have to land to get more information. Again, very similar to what No Man's Sky does. So what we're going to do is we are going to scan 3 planets, come up with the basic information, and then sort of make a decision where we're going to go with our grain, because we're starting with 10 grain in our hold. Our hold has a capacity of 50, but we've got 10 grain to start the game with. So, planet name. Use the planet naming table, which is here. You're going to be rolling a d12 and a d20, unless you want to make up your own names. It's also perfectly fine, but I like rolling dice, even though the dice don't like me rolling them. So we need a d20 and we need a d12. And I'm going to be generating my first 3 planets. Now, when you're doing this, you don't have to keep them in order of how you roll them. You can write down the 3 parts and, sort of put them in whatever order you want. It says here you can roll at least twice, at the most 6 times. I'm probably going to be doing 3, I think. I think. Let me get a piece of scrap paper where I can actually write these down first. Right, I've got a piece of scrap paper off camera where I'm going to write down all these bits and pieces. Right, so I think I'm going to be generating 3 parts combined into a name. We'll see how it goes. So we're rolling first. We get a 5 and a 5. So a 5 and a 5 is Yon. Y-O-N. Second part of the name is 14. That was a 14. And an 8. That was an 8. So, Sal. Yonsal. Third part is 6 and 10. 6 and 10. Zoo. Okay, for the second planet, we've got a 20 and a 3. Gol. G-O-L. 15 and 12. Ul. U-L. Gololul. And 10 and 9. Zonk. Alz. A-L-Z. Okay. Third planet. 14 and 11. Eel. E-E-L. 16 and 4. Phi. Sorry, F-E-I. And finally, we've got 18 and 5. Car. Okay. So these these are the 3 parts for each of the worlds. The 3 worlds I'm going to be creating. Now we're going to combine them into something that kind of resembles a name. Al-Zulgol. Golal. Gol Al-Zul. That sounds fairly decent, I think. Gol Al-Zul. Gol Al-Zul. God, How am I going to say that? Zuyonsel, Zusel, Salyonzu. Okay, that sounds okay. Salyonzu. And that eel's going to be a problem, isn't it? Kail or fail. Eel Faika. Eel Kafai. Ah, that works all right. Eel Kafai. Okay. Really weird names, but those are the ones we're going to be using. So we're going to write those down. Our first 3 planets. The first planet is Salyonzu. People are the, I'll call them the Onzu. They're known as the Onzu people. Second planet is Golal-Zul. I'll call these Zulians. That'll do. Zulians. And then we've got Eel Cafe. I'll just call these the Cafe. Right, so that's the name of the people. It does say back here, people, planet name plus one of the following: Ians, Ish, Ans, or Tons. But since my names are pretty long, I'm just taking sections of it. Right, so we've got the name, we've got the people. Now we have to look up the technology and everything else. So to do that, we carry on to the next page. Right, technology level. We've got to roll once on this table. It's a D12 and a D12. Okay, D12 and a D12. Right, blue, brown. So we got a 6 and a 2. 6 and a 2 is a G, godlike. So my first planet, Salyonzu, is godlike. Now, overall, godlike tends to have less criminal activities, but taxes are normally higher, certain prices are normally higher. So that's something to keep in mind. For the second planet, the technology level is 4 and 1. A, advanced. Okay. So the planet of Golal-Zul is advanced. So it goes basic, standard, advanced, godlike. And the third planet, Il Cafe. We got a 12. Oh no, 12's down here, sorry, and a 1. A, another advanced planet. Okay. All right. I mean, that gives me a little bit of knowledge in terms of what the planets are going to be like. I know the taxes are going to be quite high on all of them, unfortunately. Right, let's have a look. Geographical type. So there are 5 types. You've got desert, ice, ocean, mountain, and terrestrial. So we're rolling D12s again. I mean, we could just roll a D10 and divide it by 2 to get, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But I think it's there may be some quantity adjustment in terms of how many of each one there might be in the table. So we'll follow the table. So again, blue, brown. So the first planet, we got 11 and 2. O, so this is an ocean planet. Ocean. Okay, so very much a high amount of sea area, not so much land mass probably. Second planet is a 6 and 1 D, which is a desert planet. So Golal-Zul is a desert planet. Okay, and then third, we get a 1 and a 4. A lot of 1s. T, terrestrial. Sort of generic. Terrestrial. Okay. Good. So again, this is going to give me at least the start of an idea as to what these planets are like. maybe for the ocean planet, maybe things like plants and livestock are not as much. Maybe, I mean, they'll be able to get like sea plants, but not so much like air plants because of the diminished landmass. Maybe desert geography. Maybe they're looking for liquids and water and drink and stuff. Possibly. Let's have a look. Okay, environmental features. So this can be stable, it could be extreme temperature, it could be tornadoes, all this sort of stuff, right? So first planet, we get an 8-1, so many ones, US. Unpredictable storms. Okay. Kind of makes sense on an ocean planet. Next one is the desert. What environmental feature do we have for the desert? We've got 11 and 4. TW. Turbulent winds. Desert with high winds. Okay. Turbulent winds. The third planet, which is very terrestrial, very sort of normal, sort of Earth-like. We get a 3-3, which is ET. Fire home. Extreme temperature. Oh. Okay. Extreme temperature. All right. Now, instability and activity. We've got to roll for those. Okay, so we've got to roll twice on this table, double the activity result. The arrows, again, the arrows represent a change the next time you come to this planet. Right, so for the first planet, we have instability. Oh, sorry, it's D10s this time. D10, D10. So again, blue, brown, because we've got air and land. So this is 2. So the first planet has an instability of 2. Activity of 1 and 8. 2, but we double for activity, so it is 4. Now these values are going to be used later when we do things such as in book 2, flying from the system gate to the planet itself. The activity level designates how many blips or how many potential encounters we have. Next planet, Galalzul. Instability is 5 and 9. 1. Okay. And activity level is 5 and 5, 2. Okay, which is doubled, 4. Third planet, we get a 2, 8, 1 plus, 1 and arrow. And activity is 8, 2. 8, 2 is 1. Doubled is 2. Okay. So for Il Kafai, if I go there twice, the second time, the instability level is going to be increased to 2. Right, now that is essentially all that we do with the first book. We create, or we build up our network of known planets in terms of surface scans. Now, I have currently on my ship 10 grains. I've got to think, where would be the best place for me to sell grain and make profit? Well, I mean, I'm starting the game with it, so any money that I make from it is going to be a profit. However, traveling through the system in book 2 is going to use fuel. And I'm going to have to pay for the fuel and also those flume cells, like the warp cells, to go to more planets afterwards. Now, the price of flume cells is 100 credits each. Hang on, I thought that was changed. I thought that was changed. Hang on one sec. Well, I mean, if you buy, it looks like there's 2 different values for flume cells. If you buy them from the shipyard on the planet, it's going to cost you 100 credits each. Yeah, expensive, huh? But what made me think that they were changed is that I remember seeing somewhere else with the space trader. This is one of the potential encounters as you're going from the system gate to the planet. You can actually buy them for 70 credits from a space trader. So they're actually cheaper if you manage to find a space trader. But it's still expensive, yeah, because you only start the game with 200 credits. So selling those 10 grain, I've really got to make good profit. Grain, where would probably be the best place to sell grain? Now, I could go to book 3 and sort of look at the back and see what the rough prices are. But I don't want to do that to begin with. I don't want to start the game in character with any sort of prior knowledge. So I'm going to go at this completely oblivious to what's going to be in book 3. Now, like I say, I could check the prices, you know, for a ocean planet, a desert planet, advanced, godlike, etc., etc. But like I say, I'm going to play this as if I have no idea. Completely new trader, new to the job. So I'm thinking grain, probably not the terrestrial planet. I mean, they're all advanced or godlike. Ocean is a possibility, but would they want to buy grain? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly color or draw the planets themselves, and I'll think about where I'm going to go and try and sell my grain while I'm coloring these in. Back in a sec. Right, I have just quickly drawn the planets using some color pen skills. Now, I was thinking about these, using one of these to send the grain to, and I'm leaning towards the desert because I'm thinking they may be limited in terms of food and water and stuff. So I think I'm going to go to Golalzul as my first trading session. So that's where we're going to be heading. So now we need to go to the next book because we're done with this for the moment. And we are starting the game using the Tick, the starter ship that comes in the free download, the free game. Right, let us begin. So we start with full fuel. We're going to use that pretty quickly. I am a little bit worried in terms of my finances and being able to buy fuel and more flume cells, but we'll see how we do. Right, I don't have any upgrades yet, so I don't have to worry about that. Right, captain's log. Right now we can fill in details regarding our captain. We start with 1 reputation, 1 barter, and 1 pilot point. So 1 of each. Again, these can go up and down. We want to use these to help us in certain roles, certain events. 2 flume cells, 10 grains, 200, and that's it. So what are we going to have as our name? What's going to be our captain's name? We're going to name our captain, I'm going to name him Gilbert. Captain Gilbert. Right, so everything else is filled out here. Don't have any trade wars yet. So now we come to entering the star system. So we have chosen the planet that we want to go to, Golalzul, the desert planet. Now what we have to do is we have to move from the system gate to the planet itself. However, we do have to use one of our flume cells for this journey. So we are going to use one of our flume cells to go to Golalzul. Now what we have to do is we have to go through the entering the star system table. So entering a star system, we're going to be using like this radar thing. We're going to be starting at the point. We have to get to the planet, which is going to be on the outer rim. And in between are going to be a number of blips equal to the number of the activity level for the planet. So the planet has an activity level of 4. So we're going to get 4 blips in random positions. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go forward a little bit to our first entering the star system. So we're journeying to Golalzul. So, real life date, what is the date today? All right, time of recording, the date is the 11th of December 2023. Current total fuel. Well, we start off with a full tank of gas, which is 85. Now the fuel is going to go down for every quadrant or every area that we move through. We're going to be using 5 fuel every time we go vertically or up. We're going to lose 10 if we go sideways or horizontal. I'm a little bit worried about this, I've got to be honest. Right, so first of all, we have to find the planet location. So where on that outer band is the planet going to be? So we're rolling a D12 and a D4. We get a 4 and a 2, so it is at position 5. So we go to our map thing and it's at 5, so our planet is there. That's where our planet's going to be. So we've got to get from here to there, but we've got to find out where these blips are, these blips on the radar, these potential encounters. And to do that, we're going to be rolling on the coordinates table here to find out where they are, once for every planet activity level. Our planet activity is 4, so we've got to do 4 blips. Right, so the first one, we're doing a 12 by 12. Again, blue, sky, brown, ground. Right, first one is at 5, 4, 4E. So the first one is at 4E there. So that's going to be our first blip where something could be. Second, 11, 6. Zoop, 11, 6, 4D. Uh-oh. 4D. I don't want to go that way, really. Again, I might want to go that way because you can find good stuff like traders, asteroids, abandoned cargo, but pirates as well. Right, third blip is at 12:10 or 10:12. Zoop, 6D. 6D is there. Oh no. Why am I saying oh no? Because basically if I want to take a quickish path, I'm going to encounter at least something, yeah? Otherwise I've got to take a long way around here. Ugh, not good. Okay, and the last one, we get a 6, 9. 6, 9, 6E. Hang on. Oh no. I've got a gauntlet. Oh no. It could have been anywhere, but look where they ended up. Oh my luck. Oh my luck. Oh dear, so we've got to get through now. If a space you encounter is connected to one of the blips, you must encounter it. You can encounter multiple blips in the space. Roll on the blip table. Now, my understand again, I can't see where it says, but I'm going to assume that once you encounter a blip, that's it. So for example, if I move from here to here, so if I'm in this quadrant here, I'm going to encounter this blip. When I then move to here, what I'm going to say is this blip's already been encountered. It's not going to be encountered again, so it's just that one. I'm not going to do that a second time. I don't know whether that's correct. Like I say, I can't see anything here after it, but here we go. So I could go here and then go all, again, that's going to eat up my fuel. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 55, 60. It's going to use up a hell of a lot of fuel if I take a long way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to storm through one of these channels just to get up here. That's only going to cost me 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's only going to cost me 45 instead of 65. But I'm going to encounter 2 blips. Now the question is which 2? These ones or these ones? It doesn't matter. Because I'm rolling randomly for them anyway. They're not designated as certain encounters to begin with. So what I will do is I will go this way. I will go 5, 10. So I'm moving the ship into this area here. So 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then we encounter the first blip. Right, so we move into this quadrant here and we encounter the first blip. Now we need to see what it is. So we come to the blip table to find out exactly what is at that location. What are we going to run into? So it's a 12 and a 12 again. So let's roll. We get a 9 and a 12. Zonk, zonk. AC, abandoned cargo. Okay, so now we roll on the abandoned cargo to find out exactly what we find. The blip is some abandoned cargo, floating, unmarked crates in the void. If you want, you can take it on board your ship. You could make some profit on it, or it could be trade goods which are illegal in this system. Yeah. What the hell? Let's try. So this is a 8 by 6. So an 8 by 6. We get a 4 and a 6. So we get 30 G. G is grains. So we get 30 more grains. Now, do I have space? My ship has a capacity of 50. So I have 30 plus 10 is now 40 grains. That was quite a nice little blip. Thank you very much. So we found some abandoned cargo. We found some more grains that we can sell. Very, very nice. And that's that blip done. Like I say, I'm now going to move into this quadrant. So I'm not going to encounter that one again. I'm just going to encounter the one that I haven't faced yet, which is this blip. So we're moving here. So far I have used 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 fuel. But we're now at our second blip. So again, we have to roll. On the blip table, page 10, it is a 12 by 12. We get a 7 and 11. Zoom. Oh no. It had to happen, didn't it? Space pirates. Oh no. Space pirates. A blip. The blip transforms into a pirate ship. It appears roughly assembled and comes around to intercept your freighter. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Now, a bunch of things could happen. Let's roll and find out. It is a 6 and an 8. We get a 1, of course we do, and a 3, a 1 and a 3. AS2. Attack on shielding. The pirate fires on your shielding. If the preceding number is greater than your shielding, then you are overwhelmed. They raid your hold and you lose 50% of one good. No! Otherwise they fly off. Upgrade 2 takes 1 damage. Okay, well, I don't have any upgrades yet. An upgrade 2 is the shielding upgrade. So that's not applicable. However, if the number is greater than your shielding, so we got AS2. So if it's greater than my shielding is 1. Tickable. So it is greater than my shielding. So what happens is they raid my hold and I lose 50% of one good. I've only got 1 good and I'm going to lose half of it. So I've now only got 20 goods. The pirates have nicked the other half. Damn it. Swines. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew. I'm pretty sure you guys just knew as well. Yeah, it says here, damage taken on upgrade slots only counts if you have an upgrade. So because I don't have an upgrade in slot 2, I don't take that extra damage. However, we have gone through that area with the 2 blips. So now I'm going to continue my journey. So here, here. And here we finally meet the planet. So we've gone all the way through. We haven't gone in any sort of sideways. So it's just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I've got 40 fuel left. I have to buy more. Otherwise I may not be able to reach the planet. And if you run out of fuel, you are recovered by the local authorities and charged 100 credits per 5,000 credit value of your ship. My tick is worth 10,000. So if I run out of fuel, it's going to cost me 200 credits to be recovered and put down on the planet, like a tow truck. Not good, because I've only got 200 credits to begin with. And I've just lost half me cargo. But we are now at the planet. And what does that mean? That means book 2 is done for the moment. Now we have to move to book 3.